that's one part of the public response. I said the nation almost overwhelmingly sees the failures of law enforcement, but that didn't stop one of the 2 Texas senators from, going to the mat to defend everything the police department did here, apparently. So this is Senator John Cornyn. He tweeted out, "The second guessing and finger pointing among state and local law enforcement is destructive, distracting, and unfair. Complex scenarios require split-second decisions. Easy to criticize with 2020 hindsight." Oh, split-second decisions? Tell me what part of an hour and 20 minutes standing outside of a classroom door is a split-second decision here, Saagar. I mean, that you can look at these facts and do anything other than say this was a complete failure and just be honest with people about what everyone in the country can clearly see is pretty remarkable. And he got, absolutely dragged for this on Twitter, rightfully so.
Yeah, well, it's not just about Ted Cruz. I mean, to date, Governor Abbott is the only high-ranking Texas official who has said anything about this. I mean, Ken Paxton, who just won his primary for the Attorney General. And, this is another thing I should emphasize that people don't know. Our governor, Texas governor, is the least powerful governor in America. Like, he has basically no authority. The Attorney General and the Lieutenant Governor are the people who run the state. So Ken Paxton and the Lieutenant Governor are arguably a lot more powerful than Governor Abbott. Nothing in terms of investigation, what they're going to do, especially with the AG. They have wide-ranging authority in order to do an investigation, in order to look into what's happening. Technically, the actual bosses here. I mean, the governor position in Texas is really very ceremonial. We all found that out whenever one of those governors became president. Ted Cruz also has not said a word. John Cornyn, the only word he has said has come out and said the second guessing and finger pointing, like we talked about. But, where are our senators? Why are our senators saying nothing here? Also, Tony Gonzalez, the congressman from this area, I mean, by all measures, he was very much spinning the pro-cop line at least the first couple of days.
That is true.
And, today—
he sounded like a spokesperson for them when he was on CNN with Jake Tapper.
Exactly. He was coming out and he was just saying like these ridiculous things. And what I actually find very annoying is that what you find right now is that many people, media in other words, and I guess this is fine, are pressing these congressmen and representatives on gun control. Listen, they're from Texas. Like, Texans don't want gun control. But what they should be pressed on is, why are you not holding these police officers to account? And I'm looking here in the San Antonio press. Again, you can always count on the local guys to actually do their jobs. Is in San Antonio media, Tony Gonzalez was like, hey, why did you give us this false report on the Uvalde school? He was like, oh, well, I was giving you the best information I had at the time and all of this. Okay, that's fine. But, you as the congressman from this area should be calling for an actual investigation. So I'm really repulsed by the fact that nobody in the ranks of the Texas GOP is standing up here and just standing up for these kids. I mean, these are little kids. Like, you are not only their representative, you represent their parents. Look, if you do even support police and law enforcement and all of that, then you have to go out of your way in order to make sure that the failures of that are called out and are dealt with in a responsible manner. And so I just find it really disgusting here that nobody is speaking up in Texas. And they're also leaving it to Beto. It's like, look, this isn't a Democrat-Republican thing. I mean, I guess I sound, crazy or something, but I think everyone can agree that what happened here is messed up. So let's call for an investigation. I don't understand this.
Yeah, well, their knee-jerk reaction before they even knew the facts was, we're going to, praise law enforcement. In fact, I have yet to hear much talk about the teachers who risked their lives in this situation and tried to protect their students. The instant knee-jerk reaction that we heard from Abbott before he even really knew what happened was they saved lives and they ran towards the bullets. Well, that turns out not to be true whatsoever. And, I'm all for pressing them on policy. They want to talk about mental health and how that's a problem. Agreed. Sure. Like, Abbott needs to continue to be pressed about, okay, why are you then blocking funding for mental health resources in your own state? And I don't think it's true to say that Texans are against gun control across the board, because we're going to cover some polling that shows overwhelming bipartisan support for some universal background checks, closing the gun show loophole, even things like red flag law, where if someone is deemed to be a threat to themselves or others, they can be banned from owning a gun for a certain period of time. Even those things have overwhelming bipartisan support. So yeah, press them on that. But also, you know, when the cops screw up and they lie and they cover up, I mean, they did everything wrong here with catastrophic consequences. And if you can't just be honest about that, then you don't deserve to be in office, period.
I completely agree with you.
Cable news is ripping us apart, dividing the country, making it impossible to function as a society, and making it impossible to know just what is true and what is false. But the good news is they are failing and they know it.
That is why we're building something new, a new mainstream, a healthier one, something more trustworthy, something that we are going to need in one of the most pivotal times in American history. We are building up here for the midterms, for the upcoming presidential election, but we need your help. So if you can help us out by becoming a premium member today at breakingpoints.com, we're trying to change America for the better and the entire world.
So what are you waiting for, guys? Go to breakingpoints.com and sign up and help us build a new mainstream.